Good evening. Welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Armour. Goodness me. Obviously, I'm just Chris from Visual PR. Which way do I point? That way. This guy's more important. Thom Bolton-Bramley. Greetings, mate. It doesn't seem 5 minutes ago we were here.
I was just about to say the same thing, Chris. Doesn't feel like 5 minutes since we were doing episode 1. Here we are with episode 2. We've got some great guests lined up. I'm really looking forward to it.
We really do. And I have to thank the players for coming on because it was a very busy 3-game weekend that we've just gone past, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. For all the players, absolutely incredible. I was on all 3 games with them, and I was absolutely shattered. And all I do really is make videos. So the players going out there for 3 intense games, back to back to back, just absolutely incredible from them. And we picked up the points to go back to the top of the league. So it was, all in all, quite a good weekend for us.
Absolutely. Jumped to the top, which is great to see. I mean, how you and I were already saying this, how ridiculously tight is this league table?
Yeah, it's going to go all the way, I think. I mean, we've got some absolute humdinger of fixtures coming up over the next few weeks. Obviously, we've got Peterborough this weekend, which is nearly sold out, which is fantastic from the Knights fans showing out, as they always have done all season. But then after that, we've got Swindon and Milton Keynes on consecutive weekends, the 2 teams that are right there at the top with us. And then after that, sort of after we've done battle for the sort of all-important points towards the title, we then go into the cup final weekend against Romford. So the next month for the Knights is going to be explosive.
I mean, it is jam-packed, isn't it? I mean, like you say, Wildcats one weekend, double header against MK, National Cup final against Romford Raiders. Neither team has won the cup before, so one is going to break the hoodoo. I mean, it's just epic.
That's it. History is going to be made. Hopefully, we'll be on the right side of it, but it's going to be an amazing ride regardless. So we just can't wait to see as many of you sort of down at the castle for those big games. They're coming thick and fast, and we're going to need you every step of the way.
Really are, and I mean, we're getting even close to the playoffs, aren't we?
Yeah. Which is, again, that's another 6 games, sort of incredible games that'll throw up. Obviously, we don't know how that's going to shake out yet. Like I say, with the league being so close, it could go any which way. Team swapping positions week on week, but again, that will be another sort of incredible set of games as we get into April.
It really will. I mean, it's just so epic, so exciting. Don't forget, with this show, you can bang in your own questions, your comments, especially when the guests start coming on. You may have your own questions for them. We've already got them coming in. Andrew Williamson says, good evening, all. Good evening to you, Andrew. Martin Titley, evening, all. Evening to you, Martin. And DJ Thom says, it's been a great season so far. Nail-biting finishes, breathtaking hits. And I think that's a valid point, isn't it, as well, Thom, is that it really has been a ferocious speed, the hits, everything's tight, and any team can beat any team.
Yeah, well, we've seen that repeatedly. Any team can beat any team. It doesn't matter where you are in the league. The sort of the level of the league this season, I think, has just been the best it's ever been. Like you say, it doesn't matter if they're at the top, at the bottom. You never know which way the results are going to go, and that makes it so exciting.
It is. I've got a chuckle, mind. I can see Bo Neely's camera down behind me, and we've got the dreaded Ollie Endicott's down there giving abuse on the camera. Evening, Ollie. He's down there. I don't know whether he can hear us, but he was down there helping to make sure it all works. Such is the team spirit. Casey Patterson, good evening. Good evening to you. Ollie says, amazing season so far. 3 almost equal teams is amazing. But I'm going to take that even further, Thom. I know we just said about it, anyone beat anyone, is that historically there was the bottom half of the table could very much be seen as the whipping boys in previous seasons. It just does not feel that way at all this year.
No, not at all. Like I say, we went to Berkshire a few weeks ago and they got the better of us there. And then the week after, they did the same to Milton Keynes. It doesn't matter that they're at the bottom. They can go and take anyone on. And again, if you look at the cup final, Romford's league position might only be 7th, but they've got all the way to the cup final, and that'll be a tough set of games over 2 legs with them. That could go either way. Like I say, you just cannot predict anything at the moment in this season.
And let's not forget, they were actually, I think they even were sat top at one point of the table early on. So, yeah, it is crazy. Ken Quinn says, evening, everyone. Sat in the truck in the Midlands, tuned in. You legend.
Knight fans. It's dedication. Doesn't matter where they are, they will show up and show out.
That is absolutely epic. Katie Cupcake says, looking forward to another episode. Bless you. And thank you for the comments from episode 1. Yeah. I'm sure both Thom and I saw them, and it was lovely to hear. It's a bit of fun, a bit of banter, and getting to know some of the characters throughout the Leeds Knights team. Missed one. Nicola Matthews, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Nicola. Nikki Price, evening shout out, especially to Biss. Awesome. Andrew Williamson, he's come in and said, a game has to come out every night to secure a win. I think it's getting close to that now, Thom, isn't it? It's probably a bigger deal to lose a game now.
Yeah, but like you say, the top of the table currently is 1 point separates 3 teams, so every point counts. Like we know, we've touched on that, we've got the 2 title contenders currently over the next few weeks, but it doesn't really matter who we're playing. If you don't get those 2 points, then you're at sort of risk of losing that top spot. So as Andrew's just alluded to there, you've really got to bring your A game every single week.
You really do. One more comment, then we're going to bring our first guest out, but I've got to show this. Rob Parker says, good evening, watching in Dubai. It's 10:30 p.m. here, but can't miss our nights. How cool is that?
That's so cool. And if you could send some sunshine over, that would be great. The north of England has not been pleasant over the past few weeks. So
no, don't fly back on Friday. I hear there's some strong winds coming in. Right. Should we get our first guest out?
I think we should.
Yeah, it is someone from the title sponsor, Morley Glass. I'm delighted to bring out for you the logistics manager. He's been thrown under the bus for this one, bless him. It is Richard Endicott. Richard, greetings.
Hi.
Let me change this round. We'll put you front and centre. Richard, first comment, because I'm going to be able to ask this before Thom jumps in with some more knowledgeable ones. Endicott. I was just mentioning we had Ollie Endicott on Bo's camera a minute ago. What's the link?
Unfortunately, there's no link. The only link there is that this is his hat.
Yeah. Fair enough. We won't repeat the joke link that you put out as a possibility earlier, but it did make me laugh. That was a funny one. Thom, over to you, mate.
So, first of all, thank you, Richard, for taking the time to join us this evening. We're really pleased to have you on board. Obviously, fans will be fully aware of Morley Glass. Fans at the Castle will see your logo pretty much everywhere they look, on the shirt, on the ice, on the rink boards, around the rink, obviously in the background on the board when we do post-game interviews. But if you just tell us a little bit about Morley Glass and your role within the business.
Well, obviously, yeah, I work for Morley Glass, and as the title would suggest, that it is a glass company, but we actually specialise in integral Venetian blinds, so a blind that goes between the glass units. So you can have any sort of normal domestic unit. I'm sure you've got double glazing at home, and what we do is we put a blind in the middle of it, which fully operates up and down, tilts and turns. But we have various versions, so we kind of do 2 manuals. One that works off a cord operation, which literally just takes it up and down, tilts and turns it. We do a slider one, an SV, which literally slide up and down, again, tilts and turns it. Do a solar powered one, and we do an MB one, and they work off remote controls. So again, up and down, tilt and turn. And we've got a great office as well, I think. From the sales office, the sales guys to the after sales guys, they're always there. They always answer the questions. Really, 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 really good team. And then the head of the table is Mr. Ian Short, who's a really good stand-up guy and a good boss to work for.
That's brilliant.
Can I just quickly jump in? Because I loved it when I was looking at this in a bit more detail. And it's like some of the obvious ones is like the bifolding doors. It's like, well, where would you put the blinds when you've got these bifolding doors? So to be inside the glass,
yeah,
it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well, obviously, because they're fully encapsulated in the glass, that you're not going to get any dust on them. You don't get pets cragging them down. You can't get kinks in them. They're fully encapsulated. So great product.
It is, because I'm gonna. One final thing. I sound sad now, but I really did get impressed when I was reading all of this. But the fact that you've got where did it go? Toughened, solar control, triple glazing, thermal insulation, noise reduction, and furniture fade reduction glass as well. I mean, it's just epic.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's all those various types of glass, and like I say, our sales team are always there to sort of advise and see what best product is for you. So, yeah, get involved.
I love it. Very quickly, before you move on to your next question, Thom, I'm just going to play this very quick Morley Glass video. There we go. I even got to play a bit of an advert.
I thought for a minute there, Chris, when you said you were researching and come across Morley Glass, I thought you were going to mention Ian's Christmas suits. They were something that sort of wowed me over the Christmas. I don't know where he got those from, Richard. Those suits.
Oh, he has a suit different suit every single day throughout Christmas. It really goes to town. And you might turn up once a week with a scabby little jumper on, and Ian's there like, way,
Putting everyone to shame. Now, obviously, Morley Glass have been our title sponsors for several years now. What sort of benefits do you get sort of from the partnership?
I mean, we get like tons of social media exposure. That's there's loads of that. It's absolutely fantastic. And I think you touched on it earlier. We get the name and our brand, so the Uniblinds brand as well. We get that on the ice. We get it on the boards, and we get it on the player shirts as well. We always get a shout out as well. But you've got to remember, like the players, they'll play at Romford, MK, Solway. So wherever they go, our brand name go and our name goes. So yeah, it's great. And obviously the fans as well. The fans will wear the shirts and they will go out. And I saw something on Instagram not so long back. A guy was in America watching a game and he had one on. So you never know, do you? You never know where they're going to go.
That's it. We're in Dubai tonight. Rob
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
in Dubai. So yeah, that's it worldwide.
But on the back of that, we also sponsor individually. We sponsor Braden as well. So every time he gets player at match or scores a goal, we always get a shout out there. Which, let's be honest, it's been a lot this season because the boy's on fire. Unbelievable compared to the other two seasons. I think he's like next level now. If he's not in the conversation for player of the year at end of the season, I'll be very surprised because he's really good.
Yeah, totally. And we what a treat we've got tonight. We've got Braden as our final guest, so we'll look forward to deep dive with him a bit later on this evening. Now, I'm interested, Richard. Were you a Leeds Knights fan before Morley Glass got involved, or did you become a fan as a result of?
No, I do you know what? I'm very late to the party. I didn't know anything about ice hockey, and I've never even watched a game. And then, obviously, when we got involved, and obviously you got tickets, so we went along. And I'll never forget the first game. I watched it, and I was sat in stands, and I thought, what the bloody hell just happened then? And I went home that night. It's genuinely true. I went home that night, and I googled the rules. I watched a couple of games on YouTube and I was like, okay, I get it now. So then we went back, and since that second game, I've gone almost every week, not every week, but almost every week.
That's fun. I always say to people, the biggest barrier to being an ice hockey fan is knowing there's a team and going to a game. I think once you've been through those doors, you just get that bug and you just...
Yeah,
I think there should be a law against the ice hockey teams bringing new people in to watch, because it'll get them hooked instantly.
Absolutely, yeah.
They become ice hockey dealers.
You're aware.
It is. It really is.
And you've been a bit spoilt then, Richard, obviously the past few years coming in to watch the Knights. How have you found, obviously, the past 2 years we've won the league. Obviously 2 years ago we won the playoffs as well. We're in the cup final again this year. Sort of how has it been sort of watching the team go from strength to strength?
Well, I think you guys touched on it earlier. We were talking about it earlier. I think the league this year, I think, is really difficult. And as you were saying, there's no real easy games now. So trying to keep, and bearing in mind we're off the back of 2 sort of league wins, like you say. So trying to keep that winning mentality and that drive and wanting to win. It's really, really good to see. I think Ryan and the coaching staff are doing a brilliant job doing that, because obviously, last year we kind of lost a player. Jake Witowski obviously left, but I think Matt Bissonnette's come in, and I think he's having a phenomenal season, by the way. I think he's doing really good. And, you've got some new guys, regardless, and you'll have to apologise here because I can't ever say his name, but it's DeVecchio. Yeah. And I think these 2 are coming in, and I think they're doing really well. So I think the current squad and then the add-ons and stuff, it just shows we're going in the right direction, but always keeping that the want to win, the wanting to progress and want to win. So I think it's been really great.
Yeah, it really has. And am I right in thinking you come with your family to games? Is that right? Sort of how important is that to be able to have that thing that you've got sort of once a week where you can all get together and sort of enjoy the same sort of thing?
No, I think that's the thing, because so we all, when you've got kids, it's hard to get them off a screen, off a phone and whatnot. And I think if there's something there that your family can get together and do something and watch something without the use of a phone or whatever, I think can only be a good thing. And the ice hockey, the Leeds Knights, they provide that, because, we all look forward to going. We all go every week. We go as a family. I've got 3 kids, and they're fully invested in it. They've got the shirts. They sing the songs they've got the favourite players. They're all they're looking out for. So yeah, they really love it. Yeah,
that's great. I mean, I assume they just all have all the Endicott jerseys, no?
Yeah, we have. Well, got to really. But Thomas likes Dylan Hare, and Megan, she's a fan of Kieran Brown or Jordan Griffin when he's fighting.
Everyone loves a bit of fighting.
My wife loves Mac Howlett, but yeah, me and Lily we're Team Ollie.
Oh, nice. And obviously, like you say, with Morley Glass, you often bring people with you as guests to the game. Again, sort of how do they find that when you bring in sort of other people with you to come and experience the game? Sort of, like as we were saying earlier about getting the hockey bug, are you finding people sort of really enjoy it?
Yeah, I think so. Especially when we do when you do the VIP nights for us. What's not to love? It's like free beer, free pizza, bird's eye view of the hockey. And whenever we bring guests along, they're always like, when's your next one? When's your next one? They always, and the amount of people that I've brought along that continue to come along is unreal, because I don't think people know that there's all these great ice hockey teams in England. And, I'm guilty of it myself. I didn't know until obviously we started, start sponsoring Leeds Knights, but I literally tell everybody, you've got to go watch it. It's really great. So when we get guests to come along, they really love it. Yeah, I don't think I've had any bad feedback. That's genuine.
And that sort of brings me on to sort of my last question. Really, is what would you say to any sort of fans or business wanting to partner with the Knights?
I would say 100%. Get involved. I think it's a good model. I think it's a great model, and I think all the from the players to the coaching staff to the people that the staff that make it tick. I think like Verity and all their team. They're all very approachable. I think it's a great thing to get involved with, and you get a couple more sponsors, a couple more investors. Who knows? Who knows where you can go? Sky's the limit. So, 100% get involved.
That's great. Now, before I just hand back to Chris, I just want to say massive thank you for giving up your time tonight, Richard, to come on and be part of the show. We've really appreciated having you on. And also just a big thanks to Ian and everyone at Morley Glass for all the support they've given the Knights over the years. Honestly, without your support, we wouldn't be able to thrive as much as we are doing on the ice. It's, partnerships like the ones we have with you that really help us sort of kick on and have the success we've had. So just thank you to yourself and everyone.
You're very welcome. It's an honour. I love it.
I think that sums it up. That's a brilliant comment. Cracking job there. Richard, thank you so much for joining us, mate. And I hope that you enjoyed the opportunity to jump on. It wasn't as bad as you thought it might have been. And you keep enjoying the rest of the season, my friend, and the best of luck with it.
I really, I will do, because it's tight up there. So, but yeah, no worries.
That's what we want. We don't want to run away. We want it nice and tight. So enjoy it. So thank you, Richard Endicott.
Welcome.
Brilliant to get him on. And we are going to rush straight into our next guest. But I do want to quickly, I've been asked to put this. I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to quickly put it in the chat in a second. When Thom starts asking some questions, I'm going to type it in the chat so you can press this link. This is the raffle for the Pride shirts, and we've got 5 of them on offer, and it's only £2 a ticket to enter. Edgar's Vengis, a really exciting emergent young talent, of course. Finn Braden, Matt Barron, Ollie Endicott, and of course Leo the Knight. All of those shirts in the Pride livery, which are cracking looking as well, to be fair. £2 per raffle ticket for the chance to win one of those. So I'm going to put that in the chat in a moment. Make sure you go and get as many raffle tickets as you can justify and do that one. Very quickly before we go and bring on our guest, because I'm conscious I've been ignoring you all. Apologies, guys, but we did have a few more comments. Brenda Walsh, good evening all. Good evening, Brenda. Sarah Valentine, evening all. Happy Wednesday. Only 3 more sleeps until hockey. I live my life like that now as well.
Same.
It really is. I think I'm looking down at Bo to see his reaction to this, but I'd imagine the players are actually counting the other way after a 3-game weekend. Hannah Marie Hall says, watching at work. We won't tell anyone.
No, your secret's safe with us.
Yeah. Karen Brown says hi to everyone. And Katie Cupcake, who's watching on YouTube, as you can see from the logo, says thanks, Richard. Indeed. Right. Let's bring out our next guest. And it's going to be the first of 3 players we're going to be speaking with. It's a D-man this time. And it's still another one of the young talents. Let's have a word with Bo Neely. Let's switch that around. Bo, good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on. I was a bit worried we were going to lose you because I saw the troublesome Ollie Endicott on camera.
Yeah.
Anything's possible with him.
You never know what he's doing.
Exactly. Before I hand over to Thom to ask the proper questions, I'm going to ask what some might think when they hear the twang on your voice. Why are you not one of the Leeds imports?
It's kind of I guess not a long story, but back in 2018, I moved over from Calgary to Swindon and played for 2 years with Ryan and Ollie and Bailey as well. And so because I was technically trained for 2 years as a British ice hockey player, I was able to class myself as a British player.
Got ya. Makes perfect sense. That's my stupid question over. Thom, I'll hand it back to you.
Oh, yeah. And you've proved yourself as true Yorkshire, Bo, with taking on our Yorkshire slang challenge earlier this season.
Yeah.
Flying colours.
Did all right on it, I think.
I've just got to throw this one up, Bo, just from Harrison Walker here in the comments. You split that back, Bo. Now, I need to apologise to Bo. So anyone at the castle on our socials may have seen we had a special guest at the castle on Sunday. in Leeds United, ex-Leeds United player Stuart Dallas. And I very, very hastily grabbed Bo for a photo and didn't bother to really check his hair before taking the picture and letting him leave. And then by the time I posed the picture, it did look a little bit like Bo had sort of got this really nasty comb over. But as you can see tonight, Bo does have fabulous hair. It's not a comb.
It was a bad angle. The hair was not good. I looked like I was bald. The Walter, yeah, I did slick it back.
But yeah, and again, as you touched on there about sort of your journey in hockey, we've just got a few things here. You've had quite the journey, haven't you? Sort of spent a season in the USPHL Premier, the NCDC, spent some time in Austria. So talk to us about your journey and sort of how you got from Canada to Leeds via mainland Europe.
Yeah, it's definitely a different route than most players would take, I would say. I grew up and played hockey in Calgary for 15 years, I think. And then just my dad's work took him out to London, and we were looking for a spot to play there. And OHA was a well-known organization that operates a lot throughout Canada, and Ryan coached there. So reached out, kind of did a tryout, got a spot on the team, and worked out great. Really enjoyed my time there. I mean, the COVID year wasn't great, I guess, but it was still all right living with Ollie, so not too bad. And then I was too old to play there again, and I went to the OHA in Austria through Ryan, helped reach out over there, and so that worked out great. It was really good experience, and kind of, moving overseas was something that I didn't want to regret not doing. So that's kind of why I came over in the first place, because it was just not a lot of people get that opportunity. So yeah, I thought it would be fun and, cool experience. And then through connections from Austria, that took me to Boston, and that's where I played in the USPHL, Premier, and NCDC. And then I after that season, I kind of remembered that Ryan had mentioned ages ago about the 2-year British trained player rule and I reached out to him. It took a while to kind of figure everything out, but it worked out, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I was going to say it's again sort of researching this and sort of how your career is intertwined with people. So obviously Ryan, but also Ollie and Bailey. Sort of you crossed paths with them in your first stint in the UK. Is that right? Before you ended up in Leeds together.
Yeah. Played with them for a couple of years in Swindon. I lived at Ollie's house for my second year there, so it was know him quite well. I live with Bailey right now too, which is fun.
That's great. And so this season, you are, I don't know if you know this, but you are a second highest scoring defenseman on the team this season. Got a lot of assists season so far.
A lot of assists, yeah. No goals yet.
I didn't want to say it.
Don't worry, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to score. I mean, I've hit a few crossbars. It just hasn't been going in. I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, that I could put one in the back of the net before the end of the season. But an assist is just as good though, so I'll take it.
And obviously, second season with the Knights. And you passed 50 points for the Knights this season away in Sheffield.
Yeah, I remember that.
How was that to sort of rack up 50 points in quite quick succession for defensemen?
Yeah, honestly, I had no idea until you pulled me aside in Sheffield. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, no clue. But I mean, yeah, it's awesome. I love playing for the team, and so to get 50 points for playing for them, it's really fun, and yeah, really like it.
And obviously, last season, in your first season, obviously picking up the league title, how was that? Like, perfect start, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a lot different than I've kind of experienced before, because playing in Canada and stuff, teams don't really focus on the league title. It's mostly playoffs. So everyone loved winning the league title, so it just made it. It was just a really fun kind of new experience to celebrate that. and it was awesome, and it was a perfect start. Yeah, so I'll take a league title for the first season.
And it's a very young team, which is got to be scary for the rest of the league. I mean, you yourself, you're 21 years old. You've already won the league once. But equally this year, is it fair to say that there's a sort of another learning curve that's come in where suddenly the pressure is having to be dealt with a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like even before I came, they had won the league the year before that as well. So there's already tons of pressure to win the league again. And winning the league twice in a row, every team wants to beat you. It's kind of like another set of motivation for the other teams to beat you. So along with the pressure, there's a lot of it's hard work, and especially this year, the whole league is better. So we've got to kind of deal with a bit more adversity, I would say. So, but good learning experience for us.
Well, I remember Ryan, obviously the gaffer on episode 1, was saying that actually the losses are going to be such character forming and valuable lessons, because it's not what was experienced the last 2 years, particularly. And it almost kind of goes, right, Scrabble towards the end this year with the chance of all 3 things to be secured still, even with those challenges.
Yeah.
And it then means that young team has had all those experience of the difficult games going into next year, which is a terrifying thought for everybody else.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy, especially with everything that's on the line, especially the cup as well. Getting a chance to play in the final is exciting, and hopefully we'll pull it out. But yeah, it is. I mean, it's a learning experience, especially for guys that have been playing here the last 2 years. Not losing that much, it can be kind of different with the closer scores of the games, and when stuff's not going right, it can be hard to kind of bounce back. But overall, I think we're getting stronger, and hopefully keep it going.
Yeah, it's a team that's growing up together. That's a key thing that I spot. And what I would also say and ask from your perspective is that the crowd is getting bigger, is getting louder, is getting more knowledgeable, more passionate about it, and you guys on the ice must feel that as well.
Yeah, for sure. The crowd helps a ton, and just to get the support behind the fans, it means a lot. When I first came here, I'd never experienced that. I think the most fans I'd ever had a game was like 50 or something like that. So, coming into like 2000 or something like that, it was crazy. But it's just like you don't even really realize how much it helps until you have it. Like going to away games, it can be tough playing against strong fan based teams. It's hard to deal with like the boos and stuff like that, but you just got to battle through it. So like having our fans support us, it means a lot.
Absolutely. I want to ask a question I had. Obviously, you're a high scoring D man. Were you always destined to be a defense, or has that just kind of come? If you're still free scoring, was there ever a forward desire?
I've played D since I was like, I think like 10 years old, maybe younger, because there's a certain point where you have to basically, when you're trying out for teams, you got to pick what position you want to play. And there was a lot of people trying out for forwards, so I thought it would be easier to make the team if I played defense. And so it worked. It worked out great. I mean, I love playing defense. I don't know if I'd be a good forward at this point, but I mean, I guess I'm open to it. I'm not against it, but yeah, that's kind of just how it happened, and stuck with it ever since. And I've just loved it. Yeah.
If I can just take that one step further, for youngsters that are looking to get into the game or to go further in the game, maybe they're sort of like just getting into it. It's easy in any sport to sort of go for the glory positions, isn't it? The forward, even in football as well as ice hockey, is that it's easy to think I want to go for that. But what would you say to them to open up why they seriously should be considering D?
I mean, every team needs players that play defense. Like the best Premier League football teams have, they all have center backs, stuff like that, right? Like you can't.
Yeah.
And a big saying is offense wins games, defense wins championships. Like it's not really about the position. Just like being part of the team is what makes it fun. Being with the guys and just like if you win. And I've been in the position, like I've had many seasons where I didn't score a lot. Like I've been on losing teams. It can be difficult, but in the end, I've always looked back and had fun. And so for anyone like looking, like it's scoring is fun, don't get me wrong. But I mean, it is just as fun being out there and playing. Like playing is the most important part. So, I mean, that's what I would have to say.
I like that. That's a good answer for me, Tom. Have you got any more left?
Well, I've got a couple from the viewers here. If I just pop this one up there from Ken Quinn. Given the choice, Calgary or Leeds?
Calgary or Leeds. I think it. You know what? I'm kind of torn on them. I do miss the snow in Calgary. I have to say, I miss the outdoor rinks that you could just kind of skate on. But Leeds during like the springtime is good. I do enjoy the weather. It's not too cold as well. Like Calgary can get quite in the negatives. Leeds is like 0 maybe, so I don't mind. I don't mind the little extra warmth it provides, I guess.
And then I've got another one here. I don't know if there's any context with it. I don't know if it's going to mean anything to you. But Olivia says, still waiting for the Macarena celebration. I don't know if
I said that when I score my first goal at the Castle, I'll do the Macarena celebration. So they're still waiting for that one. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, I look forward to that. And then the last one we've got here is from Katie Cupcake. Love your accent has become a Canadian-British mashup. You seem to fit right in. What's your favourite thing about British culture?
British culture. You know what? I actually really like eating beans for breakfast. I never really did that before, and I basically eat it like every day now. So and I also find just like when the guys are speaking as well, like they just put in these random slang words that I don't understand, and it is just pretty funny. Like I just
like melt.
Yeah, Mel is hilarious to me. I love that one.
I do love that. And I mean, on that front, I'm nervous to put this up because we know he's a troublemaker anyway. But Ollie Endicott's dropping messages in and he says, Buddy's a suitcase. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah,
are you allowed to tell us what that means?
Yeah, no, the suitcase is just like you move around a lot, basically. So yeah, since I've been going around, it's normal. It's not a good thing in like for the hockey world, I guess, because it means you get traded a lot. But he's just messing around.
Hence, he followed it up with, "When you to put a visor on, buddy? You're 21 years of age."
I'm thinking next season. I'll put it on, but the nose is fragile, so I like to keep it on. And especially actually in Bristol, I got nailed from behind twice, so I was kind of glad I was wearing
it. Mark Schofield says he promised my little girl. She said if he doesn't score, she's going to make him do it at the end of the season.
Hopefully it doesn't take to the end of the season, but I'll keep trying. Don't worry, Mark.
I do love that. And just a final couple of ones before we let you go is actually comments rather than questions. Nicole Matthews says Bo's having another great season. And Casey Simpson says Bo's having a fabulous season. I hope he stays with the Knights for many more seasons. So ignore that Calgary. You got to stay at Knights, right?
I'll be in Leeds for a while.
Yeah, good. I think that everybody's pleased to hear that one. I don't know whether you'll have any say on this, but I will quickly put it up as the last comment. Philip Wilkinson's, any chance you and the other players could have a hand in designing the next themed jersey? That's probably as much to you, Tom, as anyone else.
We'll get some crayons out.
Get us color in between the lines, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool idea. I mean, maybe for next season. I mean, at least, just any sort of say on how it looks. Because I mean, even with the fans as well, maybe get a poll or something for them to vote on. It just gets them involved a bit more.
Absolutely. I'm nervous about the answer to this one, but put it up. If it's not a safe question, then move on. But John Wood says, ask him what he had for dinner from Woody.
Dinner? Woody, I mean, Woody is where I eat or I guess Woody's sandwich house where I eat like the beans and stuff pretty much every day. I walk a few minutes, get some beans and some eggs and hash brown, and I eat that. That's go-to meal for breakfast. I don't know if I'd eat that for dinner though.
Maybe he's upset that you're not there for dinner. That's what's going on there.
Maybe he shuts at like 1:30, so I can't get dinner there. He's got to stay open longer.
Exactly. Keep those beans warm, Woody.
Yeah, exactly.
Thom, any more questions, mate?
No, just a massive thank you both for your time tonight. It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Awesome. Best of luck, Bo. Have a great end to the season, and thank you very much for coming on, and we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
I don't need it on that. I'm not supposed to be big. We did just say, see, belatedly, Mac Howlett says, hi, Bo. So we'll just put that one up there as well. Let's get straight on to our next guest. Do you agree, Thom?
Yeah, I think so.
Again, don't forget. Oh, I tell you what, I didn't do it. I was too busy listening to the conversations, but I will remember to do it this time. I'm going to put in the chat that link. Make sure you click on it, and you can get raffle tickets to get one of the 5 Pride shirts that are up for grabs within that. So I'm going to put it in the chat in a second. But for now, let's bring out the big guy. It's Matt Bissonnette. Switch that around, put you in the middle of the screen. Matt, thank you for your patience, mate. I know we're a little bit late for you. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you guys doing?
We're very good. Have you recovered from the 3-game weekend yet?
I'm getting there. My son's keeping me on my toes, but we're feeling a little better now.
Really, from myself, before I hand over to Thom with the majority of the questions, is I've been messing about with that 3-game weekend, but what does that really feel like for us fans to sort of like appreciate and understand that a bit more? How much of a toll does a 3-game weekend take on you all?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I don't know. I think you could kind of think like when football players have games, do they ever kind of have a back-to-back? No, that's the answer. So, we're used to doing it Saturday, Sunday. When I kind of tell my neighbors around here, like, yeah, I play Saturday, Sunday. They're like 2 days in a row. Like, that's crazy. So adding the Friday, definitely we kind of had it circled on the calendar as this is going to be a tough weekend, but we're happy to come out with 4 points out of 6.
Yeah, because it's every team has one of those a year, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I think we actually have another one coming up in March. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yes, we do.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that then.
All
right. Lauren Hunter says, love seeing Matt's little one at hockey. He always looks so proud to see his dad playing.
Yeah, I guess that 3-and-3 question can kind of relate to him coming on Sunday. Kind of gave me a little boost, Obviously, I think a lot of guys were tired, but seeing him just in the warm-ups and stuff, that definitely pushes me. And he's definitely the reason why I'm still playing. So, yeah, I love having him in the ring.
He also gives the best post-game fist bumps.
Oh, yeah. He almost broke your phone a couple of times. No, I appreciate all the fans, too. You guys are awesome to him. So I can't say thank you enough.
How nice is that, like, to make, like you say, to make those memories and to be able to bring in somewhere that's so sort of family friendly and be able to, like you say, build those memories that are going to be there forever for you.
Yeah, it's incredible. My wife, she says it after every game, like the fans are amazing. They're so nice. I think she gets stopped probably like 10 to 15 times a game by fans. So, you know what? I appreciate them being nice to her. So they could be mean if they wanted, but you know what? The Leeds fans are the best. I can't say enough about them.
That's great. And obviously, you're in your first season with Leeds, and you've settled in so well. obviously the first player on the Knights this season to 50 points. What do you think has been the key to sort of that sort of quick settling in period, sort of hit the ground running and sort of be able to rack up the points?
Yeah, I think Ryan just trusts me at the start of the year coming in. You know what? He kind of emphasized like fitness, obviously. Come from Sheffield, I don't think I was in the best shape of my life, but definitely pushed myself this summer. So I think I got off to a pretty good start. And you know what? I it's the players around me. I think we got 10 forwards, and I honestly would not be bothered playing with any of them. So I'm surrounded by some pretty talented players, and that makes it easy.
Does it ever get confusing when you're on the line of Mats?
No, we got a pretty good nickname, the Matt Trick. So I'll take that. No, it's Matty. Matty's every time Matty's called, everybody kind of looks, but I got my own nickname, Biz. So I'm all right. The other two, it sucks to be them.
Obviously, of your point, the amount of assists, you're the top assister on the team with 43. Like, again, how you build those relationships? You're able to find your teammates so often to sort of enable them to score.
Well, we have a couple pretty good shooters on the team. I know I was watching Bo's interview. He said he hasn't scored yet, but you know what, it's coming, and we keep telling him to be a shooter. So that'll come for Bo. But for me, I think I kind of stress to guys like just get open. If you give me the puck, I like 9 times out of 10, I'm going to give it back to you. So that's kind of my game.
And touched on the Knights fans. Obviously, your second month here in October, you were voted by the fans as sort of player of the month. How does that feel settling into a new team to sort of feel that love and that welcome sort of so early on?
Yeah, it helped tremendously for sure. I think coming to a new team, I was a little nervous. I know expectations are high here, and you know what, to earn that was just it was a privilege, I guess. I can't thank them enough for voting for me, and I appreciate it.
Awesome. And I'm just going to bring this one up because it feels relevant. From Katie Cupcake, she asks, Biz, we've rarely experienced players joining us from other national teams at the Knights so far. How was the adjustment moving from the very established Steel Dogs to our relatively newly formed team?
Good question. I guess I came into the league right before COVID with the whole Pirates. So I saw the Leeds as the lead Chiefs for a bit. And the transformation that Steve and Ryan and everybody behind the scenes, yourself too, Thom, like the effort that goes into this club is amazing. And you could see it every weekend with the crowds growing and growing. And obviously over my last 3 years playing against Leeds, like you come to the rink and you look forward to it as a visiting team because the fans are amazing. They're loud and they make it an atmosphere that you want to be in. So I think we might be a new team, but man, you know, I think everybody's excited to play against Leeds, to be honest.
And how do you find that pressure as being the top dog? Like, is it different?
Yeah, for sure. I think we me and Matt Haywood kind of joked about it on the weekend. We said that there are no easy games. Everybody look forward to playing Leeds. Like everybody's got it circled on the calendar. So you know what, it's a pressure, but it's honestly fun, man. Every weekend matters, and it's hard to take a shift off because you know what, Ryan's pushing us, and we're in a race right now, so we know that every game matters.
I'm going to throw this one as well because I can relate to this. So I went with the team to all 3 games this weekend, and obviously I do not skate, I do not lace up, I do not get involved in any of the exercise, and I was absolutely shattered after that 3-game weekend. And Nicola Matthews here also went to all 3 games. It's like the guys are machines. It's just so incredible. I genuinely can't sort of convey enough, like sort of how amazing it is to see you go back to back to back, like especially like being there with you. Like I'm shattered. How on earth do you find that energy on a Sunday after the previous 2 to, you know what, I've got to go again and do this?
You know, I guess I'll take a shot at us a little bit. On Saturday, we didn't bring it as much as we probably should have. We didn't have our foot down all night. So maybe, you know what, going into Sunday, we knew it had to be a win. And I think guys did have a little bit left to push. So, you know what, it was a tough weekend. Three hard games. Sheffield wasn't easy. Swindon definitely kind of kicked their butts a little bit. But, you know, coming home to Bees on Sunday was not easy. But the guys definitely dug in and we got the points we needed.
And obviously, you've had quite a bit of experience here in England. How's that compared to where you played previously? I've seen you obviously played in France for a bit, obviously back home in Canada. Sort of, how's the difference between sort of where you played previously?
I guess France and England are kind of similar with the top of the Elite League. They actually just had a game in Cardiff I think it was on Sunday. My buddies were playing. I have buddies in France and in England playing, and Cardiff came out on top pretty handedly. But I think England is a little more North American. So, you know what? I think guys coming here, I think they fit in pretty easily. It is a little more rough than France. I guess if I were to compare our league to the Elite League, it's getting better every year. Like, especially, I guess we added an import. 3 imports definitely changes the game. And you know what? Hockey's growing here, and like the talent coming up is pretty promising. So hopefully they could do something with that.
I've almost found as well, Matt, that everything it's like a snowball that's growing and gaining momentum. Is that as it gets even better, then the quality of you guys as imports coming in is being attracted, even more of them, and so that goes, which then pushes the youngsters and gives them people that they can learn from, which makes the British youth get even better. And it just feels like it's growing snowball for the NIHL.
Yeah, it is for sure. But, you can't look past the programs that are in place. I know there's some in Sheffield. I know that Ryan's got his own hockey school too. So, you know what, you're being pushed. And I think Bo mentioned the OHA. So, you know what, that's all growing. And the more time you put into it, the better it's going to be.
At the end of the day, I think I'm right in saying you're 24. Is that right?
I wish.
Was it? I got it wrong.
I'm going to jump in here on that, Chris, because we owe Biz an apology because we missed his birthday last week. And the reason we missed his birthday is because his birthday is wildly wrong on the internet.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. My mother-in-law actually sent that to me, a picture, and it said it was still
so we
24.
do have a big apology. We like to wish all our players happy birthday. And I clocked it a day after your birthday. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the birthday I have for you.
Yeah, that's right. I got the best birthday gift. The 3 and 3 was my birthday gift, and I'm 33 now. So there you go.
So yes, Chris clearly found the same birthday I did.
Very wrong.
Hey, at the start of the season.
It's a compliment I paid you there anyway, Matt. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
There you go.
I mean, therefore, even more so is that as a team that is so young, whilst being, the top level player that you are, how are you finding sort of nurturing and supporting and guiding the youngsters that are coming through as well?
It's just a part of the game. People did it for me, so I'm kind of passing it on to the younger guys. It is kind of crazy to look around the room. Obviously, myself and Haywood are the older guys, but looking around the room and listening to them and their stories and all the stuff they talk about, it's so fun. We're like, Jesus, man, they're getting, like, the game is so young, but we just try to keep them on this, like, straight and narrow. They're good kids. They're all good kids. They love hockey, so it makes it so easy to kind of push them or give them little tips here and there. But they know what they're doing, and I feel privileged just to be a part of this team. Coming in, it wasn't easy. Obviously, they're fast, man. You guys, they were fast.
Yeah.
Playing against them. You guys are fast, and you know what? Joining the team, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy I picked Leeds, and I fit in pretty good with the guys, and it's an honor for me to play with them. Honestly, they're the champs. So,
how is it different as well for you? Because a lot of the imports that we speak to, quite often it's their first or maybe their second year that they've come over, so it's quite new. Whereas, of course, you've been here for quite a number of years, so that element's not new for you, is it?
No, it's just the driving for me. So I live outside Manchester with my wife and son. So I've been here. We've been married just over 5 years. So I think I'm going on year 8 or 9 over here. Obviously, I love it, or I wouldn't have stayed. But
and eating baked beans in the morning, did that appeal to you as well?
Yeah, I watch her eat baked beans. I haven't got on that train yet. I really like English mustard at the moment. I don't know where that came from, but yeah.
I do love that. I'm going to quickly pick up on some of the comments and questions that come in as well. Thom, feel free to do that. Ryan Blade says, any pre-match superstitions or anything you like to do before a game or warm-up?
Not really. Usually on the drive over, I'll listen to one of my podcasts. That's kind of my thing. We'll have sometimes questionable music on in the room, but actually before Sunday's game, me and Brownie both actually jumped in the cold tub before the game. That was a new one. So just to kind of shock the legs and try to get up for that third game in 3 days. So, wow,
rather you than me on that one, crikey.
Yeah.
Casey Patterson says, such a good asset to the team, number 73. The Nerd in Motion says, I'm new to the hockey scene. It's been a breath of fresh air. Another one, we know you're feeling. My daughter absolutely loves it. So it's been fantastic to spend some father-daughter time. And I have to say, I've said it many a time, I have to compliment you ice hockey players, and I think it's what stands the sport out from a lot. I've got, she's now 13 going on 30, but that's another conversation. But I remember when we first started taking her, 7 or 8 years old, and the interaction from you players with the youngsters in particular is just incredible. And we were speaking about your own lad, but across the board, it's something that you guys seem to thrive off and enjoy the honor.
Yeah, from a young age, I guess, like when I was in junior, I was about 16 years old. I moved away from home, and there's big fan bases in junior hockey in Canada, and you're kind of thrown into it. And like the older guys take care of you, and they kind of teach you, like, you're always nice to the fans. You treat the fans right. And you know what? We kind of passed that on. But I think having my own son, obviously at the game, and he knows every player on the team. I think he's got every team down in the league. So when I get a chance to see a youngster in the arena, I'm obviously going to take a second, say hi. I'll give you all my time I can, because it's so special for me when my son sees any of the players. He gets to come in the room, he sees the players, and he doesn't stop talking about it. Like it's unbelievable. Like seeing it from a dad's point of view, like, yeah, it means the world to him. So it finally clicks to me, like that, like 30 seconds I give to somebody, it makes their day. So everybody loves that.
I've even gone as far as to say is that it had just as much, if not more than anything else, to do with why I got hooked on hockey, is to see my daughter smiling that much and coming back and tell me how many fist bumps she got and all of that. And it's like, when you make my little girl that happy, I love this sport.
Yeah, of course. During warm-ups and stuff, we always see all the fans. I know a lot of us, we try to lock in and pretend like you're not there, but we see you. And you know what? We will peek once in a while and give you a fist bump. But yeah, it's awesome.
It is. It really is. Phil McManus says, have to admit, replacing Witkowski was a huge task I wasn't sure anyone was up to, but Biz has been great, a real asset. So nice comment there. The Nerd in Motion also said, Sunday night you guys did amazing. You could tell you'd had a busy weekend, but you guys powered through. Outstanding. Kelly Etherington says, got to love the mat trick. I do. I think that's pretty cool. Martin Titley says, Biz, what's your motivational music track?
Motivational. That'd be tough. Off the top of my head, I honestly don't have that music. I'll throw country on. Country gets me through it. I think motivation for me, I said it earlier, it's my son. So knowing he's watching, even if he's at home, if I got to put it in my head, he's watching, you know what, that's all that I need to push myself. So
I love that. I love that. You mentioned about podcast being one of your things to do. Is that escapism more than motivation then?
I think it just helps the drives, I guess. I am driving for an hour 15 to Leeds, so I got to have enough of them. But yeah, it keeps me busy. It keeps me. Sometimes I'll throw on like an ebook or something too. But I'm pretty dialed into the sports podcast back home. So
fair dues. Brooke Davison says, Biz is an asset to our team. Lucky to have him. And a certain someone called Ollie Endicott says, who's your favourite stallmate? Easy answer, really.
Well, I sit next to Ollie and Matt Barron, so he's barking up the wrong tree because I like Matt Barron pretty well. But no, Ollie's growing on me. Definitely, he's a little pest out there, but man, I'm happy he's on my team.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can understand that. Katie Cupcake says, I started a tradition where we all throw chocolate or sweets on the rink at the last game of the season to thank the players. We know most players' faves, but don't know Biz's yet. What is it, please? So what's your favorite, chocolate or sweet?
Chocolate or sweet? Oof. That's tough. I'm not much of a chocolate or sweet guy, but I'd say squashies, I guess. That's my son's obsessed with squashies, so you throw some down. I'll have a couple with him, but yeah.
Has he had the cherry cola ones? They're amazing.
They are.
I don't know if he's tried those, but yeah, we'll have to get on those.
They are very, very good. Philip Wilkinson says, how did you, it's really the second part that I like about this more than anything. How did you find playing Knights when you were at Steel Dogs? P.S. Noah would like to know the reason behind the number 73.
All right. Yeah. I guess playing against the Knights was fun, but you kind of dreaded it. Like, yeah, you knew that it was going to be a tough night coming to play the Knights. So yeah, it was no brainer joining the Knights. My number 73 was from my grandfather, who's passed probably 10 to 12 years ago. I'm not sure. I should know that. But his favorite player was Michael Ryder for the Montreal Canadiens, and he wore number 73. So I chose that when I was 16, and I've had it ever since.
Wow. Have you ever had a situation where you couldn't have that number?
No, luckily it's not a popular number. I think I went somewhere for a game, I think, and I forget the number, but it wasn't 73, but I got it a couple games later. So
I always wonder what would happen if there's two people want the same as that superstition of being the last off the ice. When you get more than one of those, it's like, how does that work out?
Yeah, I guess it goes by age, and then I guess after that, I don't know how you figure it out. So I'm lucky I'm one of the older guys. So
yeah,
that number as long as I can.
Yeah. Ryan Blade says, Kieran Brown is good at doing the Michigan goal. Would you ever try it?
For anyone that's ever seen my hockey stick, it's not that. I got a different curve to all these young guys. I have an old school curve, so it makes it not as easy to scoop the puck up like Kieran Brown does, or most of the young guys can do it like no problem. So I stay away from that.
Fair enough. I think that's a good answer to that, because it's an insight that we probably didn't know about. The Nerd in Motion says, I invited some friends before Christmas to the Solway game, and 30 came in total, and 2 of the families have gone to multiple games since. The game and players are excellent, and the fans are amazing. It's so well organised, and the Budvar beer is the icing on the cake. Budvar?
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, I'm coming up. I'm impressed. Neil Barraclough says, I've got the buzz for the biz. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
This is a good question, Matt. Casey Simpson says, are you planning on introducing your son to hockey as a player?
Well, it's a little late, but he's obsessed. So since he was about, I want to say 2, maybe before 2, he's had a hockey stick in his hands. So and when I'm not at the rink, I'm playing hockey here at home. So we just, for Christmas, he got an actual size net with like a pretend goalie that sits on it. So yeah.
Wow.
Whenever it's not raining, we're outside in the front shooting on it. So I don't know what the neighbors probably think that I'm forcing it on him, but it's all him.
I love that. I think it's a good question, because sometimes you get people that are doing a sport almost sort of discourage their kids from doing it, but you're like, no, do it, man. It's brilliant.
Whatever he wants to do, like he's sporty, man. We play hockey, we play basketball. He has like a little baseball set that we brought home from Canada this summer. So yeah, he loves sports. So whatever he wants to do, he's gonna do.
I love it. I love that one. I'm going to rattle through these because I'm conscious, bless him. Apologies, Finn. We'll be with you in a minute, mate. Andrew Williamson, the man is always in the right place at the right time. Gaffer says we need another country music night. That was obviously after you saying that you like the country music. Biz likes country. Hell yeah, brother. You are now my favourite player. There you go. That's the right answer.
Must be on the Budvar again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good point. Amy Jade Marlin says, Biz looks like a gentle giant until he's on the ice and is unleashed. Such a great asset to Leeds Knights. And I think it's just, hopefully you can feel the love coming out there, Biz, that it's, people enjoy you as a person, you as a player, and you clearly still enjoy what you're doing. Yeah,
no, I love it. Leeds Knights fan have been awesome. The organization's awesome. So yeah, thank you to everyone. And keep bringing the noise at the castle. It's awesome. And I can't get enough of it.
Fabulous. Thom, any more questions, mate?
No, that's a perfect place to leave it. Just thanks for your time, Biz. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, guys. Take care.
No, thanks, mate. Great to see all the interaction. With the timing, I think we go straight on to our final guest. Yep,
definitely.
Let's bring out the young superstar, not just for Leeds Knights, but for GB as well. It is, of course, Finn Braden. Switch it around again. Finn, thank you so much for your patience, mate. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
I did warn you in the brief that it does bleed a little bit, the timings, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's been a good watch anyway, so.
Oh, good. Now, before I let Thom loose on the majority of the questions, I want to, first of all, obviously this is a Leeds Knights show, but I want to just switch to GB. You've obviously just been over for quite a tournament over for GB under-20s.
Yeah, just come back straight to a 3-3, so not ideal, but yeah.
It looked like, annoyingly, it got better too late almost.
Yeah, it was tough for us. We had the top 2 seeded teams in our first 2 games, and the team was sort of fresh. You know, we played one warm-up game before, and so going into a tournament like that's pretty tough.
And that actually was a bit of feedback that I was seeing from people saying is that there almost needs to be more time playing together as GB under-20s.
Yeah, I think the program could benefit from that, having a bit more preparation time as a team. I think that would help going into the World Championships. So yeah.
But you managed to pick up, I believe, Player of the Tournament and GB Player of the Tournament. That's not a bad haul, is it?
No, it's nice. I guess the tournament wasn't exactly what we wanted, missing out on a medal. So yeah, it's a positive from a sort of Met tournament I can take from it. Yeah.
I'm not going to bring up the end of the final because that looked rather fraught, to say the least. But it was good to see that we handled our own. We weren't going to roll over to their bench clearance. So congratulations to the team on that one as well.
Yeah.
I'm now going to say, right, that was me asking questions about GB under-20s. Great. Oh, I will just ask one. What do you gain as a player that you now bring back to Leeds that benefits both you and, who knows, maybe any of the others at Leeds as well?
I was picked as captain for the team, so that, and I've never really had that before. So coming back, I've got a bit of leadership under my belt. I can sort of, there's a couple of younger guys than me now in the team, so I can hopefully pass that on, and even to some of the older guys, I can help out and carry the team forward.
That sounds perfect to me. I always wonder because it's got to be a slightly different experience. Thom, I'll hand back over to you for questions now, mate.
Well, it's just obviously we talked about GB, but to go back to the Knights, obviously you're a sort of established member of the team now, been there a few years. Obviously, you started this season incredibly, awarded Player of the Month for September, started on fire. What do you put that down to? Sort of, do you feel more settled now? So you've been here a few years and sort of able to sort of just play freely?
Yeah, I've got more of a permanent role in the team now. Obviously, my first year was a 2-way with Billingham, and last year, sort of till halfway through the year, I wasn't playing regularly. So it's just the opportunity to actually play, I think, has helped me. I've grown into the league. I can play at the pace, and I guess it's showing now with points I'm producing and the effect I'm having.
I was going to say the points, obviously you're averaging over a point a game this season. What's it like on that line with Ollie and Innes usually that you're with? Sort of, how are you finding that? It seems to work really well.
Yeah, and the best part about it for us is that, as a line, the points are the last thing we probably care about. It's just a bonus. Us three go out there, try and bring the energy, try and be a bit ratty if we have to, and try and bring the boys up. That's sort of what our first job is. We like to think, and then again, anything else is a bonus here.
And obviously, we touched. Obviously, like you said, there are a few younger than you now, but you're still very young yourself. What was it like? Sort of, obviously, you won the league title last season. What's it like, sort of having that success so young?
Obviously, it's good. you always want to be winning. But again, I'm sort of not naive to the losing. I was with Billingham and we'd lost in the cup final and, came second in the league and things. So it's not like that's all I'm used to is winning and that's what I expect. Like, obviously we strive for that, but there's still a hunger and things to keep winning and keep being successful.
Nice. And obviously we can hear the northeast twang in your voice. What's the biggest difference from the northeast to being in Yorkshire, West Yorkshire?
It's not too far away, to be honest. So there's not loads. Probably a Palmo, though. You can't get as many good Palmos down here.
Has Woody's not got Palmo down?
I'm not sure if he does. I haven't asked. I might have to get him to put that on the menu.
Put a special night's order so you can get Finn special. And obviously, I spoke to you in the pre-season when we were doing some media, and obviously you talked to me about how you were on the books at Sunderland football as a kid. So how close was it between hockey and football?
Do you know what? It wasn't close at all. Obviously, I was all right at football, but I enjoyed hockey way more. So that it was an easy decision for us. Yeah.
Nice. We've got a lot of fan questions coming through now, so I'm going to start throwing them up. So I don't know if this means anything to you, Finn, but DJ Thom 94, I think I've accidentally become part of Finn's pre-match traditions now. What are your pre-match traditions?
Well, when I'm warming up outside, I've spoken to Thom a bit, and I just give him a little thumbs up because he's always there. So it's just something nice, yeah.
That's nice. Is that when you're skipping?
Yeah, I do. We skipping, yeah.
And then we've got Katie's going. Clearly, you've got a really good at face-off. I tell you, that's difficult to say, Katie. Face-off, Finn. Have Haywood, Barron, etc. help you progress with that? And what's on your mind as you face off?
Haywood and Barron will chat and see how we're all getting on. Some nights, some of us are doing really well. Some nights, some of us can't win one. But we obviously run players off face-offs and things, and you're looking at where their guys are, how the other centreman's holding the stick, which way he's trying to win it. So that sort of determines how you're going to try and win it and what face-off play you're going to run. But you get used to it, and it's really quick, and it's just you're in the zone sort of thing. So it's not, it's not like it doesn't take your concentration away sort of thing.
And I don't know if you will have seen this because I think it only popped up this weekend, but there is a banner for you on the at the castle now. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I saw it after. I didn't notice it till after the game, but yeah. It's,
how cool is it seeing, because those banners are really, really great. Cara and Tar who make them. I spoke to them at the bowling nights. Absolutely incredible job they do with them, and they really do add to the castle. Like everyone I speak to comes there, notices them, and makes a point of them. And it sort of there's nearly one for every player now. So how good is that when you sort of see one for yourself?
No, they are really good. They're nice to have. It's nice to actually have one for myself as well now. Yeah, and it's something that I can relate to with face off. So yeah, they're really good though.
And I'll keep whipping through. Like I say, they're just pouring in Finn. So Finn, Nicola Matthews, Finn is a great asset to our team. Getting signed for another few years at least. The fans want to see you sticking around. We've got another one here from DJ Thom. Finn's absolutely smashing it this year. Definitely most improved player over the last year. Definitely deserved that call up for GB and absolutely deserved that C. What was that like? I know you said the tournament didn't go quite the way you wanted it to, but being named captain must be a really good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge honour, and it just being able to wear a letter on your chest and for GB, little bit. You feel like you've got a bit more of a responsibility as well, but it's a great experience, and again, it's given me a bit more experience in leadership, which is going to help me along the way. So
we've got, like I say, Finn, the love here, Chris, isn't it? It's incredible.
Yes.
I'll see it coming through. So we've got Sarah Valentine here watching Finn flourish this year. It's been amazing. He's been a superstar and can't wait to see him get better and better. Next one from Kelly is a question. Who's the most inspiring player that's influenced you most within the team?
I mean, there's loads, obviously, all the older guys, and they've helped me. We're probably Gozzy, actually. You might not have thought that, but me and him are quite close. We chat away from the rink and things, and he's just a good guy in general. So he's he's helped me quite a lot, especially this year, start of the year.
I know that thing because I go through all the photos.
Yeah.
So I see you yapping. And that's great that obviously he's there for you and you've got a great relationship. And Gozzy's my favourite too. He always talks to me every week at practice.
Yeah, I see him.
Never fails to answer my questions.
It's weird because he always tells me what he's going to tell you before he goes out. So
I wish he'd tell me what he was going to tell him. We've got another one here from Cassie. Love how Finn is so down to earth and great with the fans. A great role model with the young ones. A firm favourite in our house. What's it like, that sort of love that you get from the fans, Finn?
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's you give a little bit to the fans and they give you a load back. So it's nice to know that you're liked. It's just nice. There's not much else where you can put it.
Yeah, and a bit more in your game here. This one's from John Cheese Lung. When transitioning from defence to attack, how do you decide whether to join the rush or hold back?
Again, it depends on, it's very situational. But if we're outnumbering them, so it'll be a 3-on-2, then you're obviously going to go. If the D man is ahead of me and they go, then I'll stay back and hold the defence. It's very situational though. It's just something you sort of pick up from playing, and it's very quick. You're not even thinking about it really. But if you're going to outnumber them, then you're probably going to go and create a chance.
That's great. And as we've sort of talked about earlier through the night with the guests, how have you found the league this season in terms of the sort of standard? Has it felt different?
I think obviously the league's better as a whole. The results show that. It's a weird one though, because I also feel like I've grown in the league a lot more this year. So in some ways found it easier to play.
Yeah.
But obviously as a team it's definitely tougher. Because you've got results against Bees, and then other teams will lose against Bees or Bristol, the lower teams. So it's definitely tougher across the board.
Yeah, well, I've got a bit of insight here from Sharp about the banners. So there was another option on the line, Finn, for the banner. It seems Finny to win it was considered, but we've gone with Fantastic Face Off. But as again, Shah and Cara, just fabulous work. Help sort of bring that atmosphere to the castle with the flags and help create a bit of character around the ring. Sort of from me personally, as someone who makes creating content and trying to put the team out there, to have stuff like that makes our home personable and that showcases our players is just fantastic, and absolutely love the work that you do.
It sounds like that one's going to have to make an appearance at some point as well there. So there'll be more than one up for you then, Finn, by the looks of that. If I can just jump in, because I know you were rattling through them there, Tom, and I'll grab a few.
I can't even keep up. There's so many. I can't.
It really is. Brooke Davison says, Finn, how old were you when you first started playing hockey, and how did you get into the sport?
I would have been 6, I think, when I started at Billingham, and I got into it. Mine might be a bit different to people. A lot of people had dads or family members who played the sport. It was just a case of my mum and dad watched it and followed it when they were younger. They watched the Newcastle teams. So it took me when I was younger, when they were still about, and then obviously watched it as I grew up, and then one day I decided to go and play, and loved it. So that's it. Yeah.
I love that one. This may have been for you, but it was at the crossover, so I wasn't sure whether it was for you or Biz. So I'm going to put it up just in case. What was Rolly Grittens of the Billingham Stars like to play with in France? Is that for you?
I can tell you what he was like to play at Billingham, but not in France. So I might have been with Biz.
Go on then. Go with playing at Billingham then.
He's very skillful, great hands. He's very skillful Latvian player. Yeah, so I didn't get much time with him. He was injured for I think most of the year when I was at Billingham, but when he came back, he was a joke. You can tell he's played in the KHL at some point. So yeah, he's got that experience.
Love it. What is Finn's go-to Parmo? Sorry.
Just a regular on me. I'm nice and simple. Yeah.
That's fair enough. Olivia says, "Love to see your little chats with Gospel. What words of wisdom do you receive from him?"
It's I just usually go and check how he's doing. It's usually all right, Goz. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, sound. Or he'll tell me if he's not all right. But we just usually talk about what's going on in the game, and yeah, nothing too special, but just check up on him. He seems a bit lonely sometimes. So
yeah, I often think that about the Netties. I must be honest. I do think they look a little bit on their own. Philip Wilkinson says, I don't. You might not be able to answer this or be willing to answer this, but I'll ask it anyway. Are there any of your GB teammates you would like to see in a Knights jersey?
feel
free to say you don't want to answer that if it's awkward.
No, it's not awkward. I mean, I think Braden would be a good player to have in a Knights jersey.
Yeah,
I think he's got a good role, a bit of a grinder, does the dirty work, but he's been scoring a couple of goals this year, so it'd be good to have in a Knights jersey. Yeah.
Okay, well done. I wasn't sure, but I thought I'd put it just in case. Brooke Davison says, Finn, do you have a favourite warm-up song to get you in the zone?
Not a specific song, but I'm a bit of a country fan as well now, so on the biz train. Yeah, I like a bit of country.
Corrupted you.
I'll listen to a bit of that before games.
Fair dues. No one ever asked me because obviously I don't play, but mine would be something like Thunderstruck from AC/DC. That would get me right.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. Yeah,
it is a cracker. That. Lorna Air says bowling shark. You nailed it, did you, on the bowling night?
I did all right, I suppose. Everyone thought I'd been practicing, but no, I just, to be truthful, I just throw it as hard as I can and see what happens.
I try that and it doesn't work. It becomes a gutter ball every time, for crying out loud.
I managed to do all right at the last bowling event, so yeah.
I love those nights. They're really, really good. Lawrence says, do you ever play or practice with Evan?
Well, Evan's my brother, for those who don't know. He's not really. He's like a year or two out from being maybe in the future, I suppose. But he's about a year or two out, so I haven't had a chance properly anyway.
Well, interestingly, then, spookily, the next comment from then someone different, Gaffer, says, heard that he's an upcoming hockey star in his own right. Do you look forward to playing with him?
I mean, yeah, it would be pretty cool at some point if he keeps it up. It'll be pretty cool to play with him.
That would be nice.
He's got to keep. If he's doing pretty well, to be fair. So if he keeps going, he'll be all right.
Nice. Andrew Williams says, who in your junior career helped you the most?
Junior career. I'd say obviously all the coaches that I've had have helped me along the way. I'd say a couple of shout outs to a couple of lads I played with when I was in juniors. We were aligned for probably 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer. We played together, the same three of us, so they were a massive part of that. I'd argue as well, growing as I was breaking into Billingham's team, Michael Elder, the captain there, he helped me out quite a lot. He sort of took me under his wing from young and helped me until I'd left. So yeah.
That's nice. I can kind of almost tell that when you become that elder statesman that you're going to do the same to the youngsters, because I can see that meant a lot to you, what they did.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I don't know whether this is a troublemaking comment, but I'm going to put it up. It's Woody again. Finn, do you think Bailey Perry will score this year? And don't you think he's improved a lot?
Has Bailey not scored already this year? I'm sure. Has he? I don't know.
I don't think so, but I might be wrong.
Okay. Well, I think he will. If he hasn't already, he will, because he's getting better and better every week. He's the hardest working guy on the team, and so I'm sure he'll bag one at some point. But on the other hand, is questionable with the way he's shooting at the moment. So
I was just trying to see from this, but then I've remembered I'm a man and I can't multitask. Has he got any goals? No, is the answer.
I'm sure he'll get one.
Not in regular league,
this one
anyway.
after this week. We've had a lot of content about Harrison and his water bottle this week. But yeah, has he got you yet, Finn, Harrison?
He has. I think it was earlier in the season, but I said if he does it again, I'll wrap my stick around his head. So I'm watching him. I'm always watching him. Make sure he doesn't come my way.
That does seem like part of the fun there now. Hockey Freaks UK, from a Wildcats fan, Finn is one of the best young talents in the country. So I'd imagine that's Paul Williams doing that one. Evie Phillips says, Finn's been my favourite player since my first game I went to before he went out to Croatia. He's an amazing player and glad that I get to watch the team. I'm going to put this out there now anyway. It's out of context, but I'm going to put it. Kelly Etherington says, question for Thom. Please, can we have more BTS or players mic'd up content, please?
I mean, if you ask nice, we'll see what we can do. Mic'd up content's difficult. I know other teams have done it, but it's finding the right moment to be able to do it, I think. And at the moment, it's on my radar. It's not something that is probably going to be imminent, but if we can find a time and a place to do it, then we might. But the behind-the-scenes stuff, that should just keep coming as usual. There should be plenty of that. We like to have a lot of fun doing some things. Finn has been amazing. He starred as a doorman and a teddy bear salesman this season. He's Oscar.
Start and end of my acting career, that.
That's it, yeah. So we've had some fun with some behind the scenes stuff, and that'll keep coming. But like I say, I never say never with the mic'd up, but it's finding the time and things, and it's where we can fit it in. But all the, like I say, the fun behind the scenes stuff will keep going till the end of the season.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Ken Quinn says, Thunderstruck, now you're talking. The Nerd says, country fan Finn, hell yeah, brother. Perry and Bo, I think, are the only two that haven't scored. 2 assists, but no goals. So there you go. They know the stats. See, we know that, Finn. They'll come in with them, won't they? I don't know why I looked. I know they'd come rushing in with them. I don't know whether to ask this one, but I'm going to put it up there anyway. Christopher McMillan says, being an asset to Leeds this season, what's your future goals?
I don't know. It's tough to say. I'm here next year anyway. That's, I signed 2 years, so I'm here next year. It's just a case of seeing what happens, how we get on, how I get on personally. You can't really, you can't predict the future, can you? So
no. Live in the present, isn't it? And give your all, and what will be. I get that. Harrison Walker says, oi, mate, you won't do a thing to me.
Well, he hasn't tried it yet, so I'll have to see.
He might do now, so it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Gaffer says, slightly off topic, but if you guys could give a shout out for the Leeds Knights 2 team, it would be great to get some more folk down to the castle to give some support. Definitely. Get down and watch Leeds Knights 2. That whole league is incredible to watch now as well, isn't it, Thom?
Yeah, they're doing great stuff. And if you get the chance to go down, really should. They're not in action, I don't believe, at the Castle this weekend. I think the next one is 1st of Feb, off the top of my head, testing me. Someone might correct me on that. But do get down there. They're doing great things. And it's also, what I can say about the Knights too, it's not just, it's a chance to watch the future Knights stars as well. We've got players like, we've touched on Bailey, who's having a great season for both teams. He's the captain of Knights too, doing great things for them. We've also got the youngsters like Edgar Zvengus and Michael Daneko are playing for both teams. So you'll see them with the Knights. If you want to see more of them, can't recommend getting down to Knights 2 enough to go and watch them as well.
No, 100% agree. Well worth going down there and do it. Question from Andrew Williamson, Finn. He says, you did a good job for GB. Did you enjoy it?
You always enjoy the trips. Even just being away with a group of your mates is a good laugh anyway. And there was some good results in there as well. So a bench clearance to end it. It's like, it was a good trip. Yeah.
I just love that there was still the handshakes down the line afterwards. It's like, I really thought it was going to be the time that wouldn't happen. But
well, on that, when I went up there, it was the it must have been like the tournament director or something, and he told me, make sure you go shake hands. So I was like, oh yeah, okay. Went and told all the lads to go do it. So
no, it was crazy, that was genuinely. Katie Cupcake, this is for you, Tom. Tom and the social media team still absolutely smashing it, very much enjoying all the content. Ollie says, is that a new haircut, Finn lad? Looks decent, like.
yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest, but I appreciate that all. Thanks, mate. Better than yours anyway, so that.
Nerd's got a good idea. It would be cool if the refs were mic'd up. Goodness me, that would be interesting. Can we mic Ryan up? I think that's going to be a no to that one. Jeepers.
We mic him up after every game. Like, these post-match interviews are always there.
I think they're talking in the heat. Lauren Hunter says, loved going to Leeds Knights 2 and seeing the Knights players supporting Bailey. I'm going to now get this towards, as we get towards a wrap-up now. Tom, any more questions or comments from your side, mate?
Just again, Finn, thank you so much for your time. Keep smashing it this season. You're doing great. Like I say, all the love from the fans for Finn and for the social media and just the team. Like, we appreciate you all. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for showing up as we knew you would tonight and making it such a fun evening.
Yeah, thank you very much, Finn, and best of luck for the rest of the season. Keep those points ticking over and keep the castle shouting.
I will do. Thank you for having me. Cheers.
Fad. Thank you very much, mate. I'm just going to quickly play a transition and then Tom and I will wrap up. So, Finn, Braden, thank you, mate.
Cheers.
And we just had someone appearing in the corner of cam then as we went on.
I noticed that. I was like, who was that? Let's just point their head in.
That was funny. Thank you to Lorna, says, love the episode. Thanks to Bo, Biz and Finn for their time. I agree. Looking forward to the next one. Absolutely. Watch this space. Yes, Ken did confirm while the game is on for Ryan.
No. Like I say, with mic'd up, there's a time and a place. And
exactly. That's not going to happen. I like this. Nerd Emotions put, that was a fantastic interview.
Yeah.
Pun galore. It really is. I think that really wraps it up for us now, Tom. Great episode, great guests. It's been a real pleasure to catch up with them all, isn't it?
Really has. Yeah, it's like I say, so great for them to give up their time, but also, like you say, great to get to know them a bit more. Obviously, see them all as players every week, but get to know the sort of person behind the jersey is always great. So, yeah, really, really enjoyed myself tonight.
And thank you so much for all of you for getting involved. That is the whole idea of these shows, is that it's interactive. It's your comments, your questions, and all of that. And really, really enjoy that we get to do that. And you bring the spirit, you bring the game. It's just so much fun. And it's great to see you interacting with the players as well. I'm going to put this up. Woody says, Tom, can we get Chris Fugalis on?
Well, we'll have to wait and see who will be on episode 3. But yeah, don't rule it out. It could well be.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know whether this should go up or not. Andrew Williams says, one last question. Have the Knights any plan for Sam Sajak for what he has done for the Knights?
It's not something that's on my radar, but it probably wouldn't be something that would be on my radar currently. So unfortunately, I don't have anything on that one, Andrew.
That's fine. Listen, thank you. I can see plenty of you commenting in and saying thanks for the show and all that. Do appreciate the comments. It's blind faith Tom and I go with this, and we hope that you end up enjoying it. But Tom, I look forward to scheduling in episode 3 in due course, mate.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, Chris.
Have a great evening all, and best of luck for this big run-in that you've got. Remember, Sunday, 2nd of February at the Castle against Swindon Wildcats. 8th and 9th of February, the double header against MK, with the 9th of February being back at the Castle. And of course, 15th, 16th of February, it's the Cup final. 15th is away at Romford. And then it's back at the Castle for the deciding second leg on Sunday, the 16th of February. Make sure you get down there, get your tickets, get them booked in now, because you're going to want to do it. This is a big run-in. The league is so close. The Cup final to come, and we're now gearing up towards the playoffs as well. Get yourself down the Castle and let's enjoy it. From all of us, have a very good evening. Cheers all.
Thanks.